But hello and welcome to Uptown Tonight. It is November 15th, halfway through November already. Can you believe that? And the snow out there is, I can say, frustrating. I know we got Mr. Kyle here with us, and yeah, he was explaining to me how he doesn't really like driving in snow either, but he actually had to come here, and I had to sit here and just be fat, and it was great. So I'm sporting my Vaders. Yeah, my overpriced Disney line sweatshirt, but, you know, it's got the old dudes on there. This thing's awesome. So that's what's going on here, you know. So welcome to Uptown Tonight, again, FM Area's weekly entertainment podcast where you do believe that a rising tide does raise all ships. So if you can like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, comment. We do have the Dan Brecky Beard Challenge still going on today, as you can see on my face. Isn't that delicious? No, it's not. So if you want to chime in on that, you can sit there and put your vote in the comments below or in the live chat or whatever else. We'd love to hear from you. And let's get on with this. Let's see. So what did I do last weekend? Oh, that's right. This is why I do things. I've got my Uptown t-shirts. We do have some swag, not to give away, but for you to purchase, and basically you have to get those from us right off the stage. So that's going to be, let's see, we're at the Angry Beavers in Oaks next week, along with the Poorhouse in Grand Forks. So those are two places to find them next week. And then there's Zebras. I know you heard him out back. Yep, you'll see a picture of him. He doesn't look like that anymore. That was over a year ago, and that couch definitely doesn't look like that anymore either. Then we got Cito. He's hugging old Junior there. Junior sports our merch right there. Yep, the Uptown shirts. So come out and find us. And oh no, are my ZB photos and everything gone? Maybe so. Let's find out. All right. So last week we were at Crooks Club.
Solid. Good out there.
Right on the floor.
Yeah, we might.
Yeah. Really good time. And then basically we had someone come on up and try taking a shot. There we go. So I know I was in fear of my job all night that night, and that's what you got to deal with. So that's another reason why we usually don't let people play your instruments, because that's really all they ever do.
As inspired by this year's No Shave November, we proudly bring you Dan Brecky's epic Battle of the...
So here's your choices this week for your Battle of the Beards. So you got A with Mr. Dan Brecky, B, I don't know who that is, and C, I can't tell you who that is. So make your votes below or in the chats or wherever else. Last week's winner was A. Dan Brecky nearly beat out old B by one vote. So definitely get in on that. If you want to get in on the Battle of the Beards, definitely take a picture of your beard or any place that's hairy, that's TVG, people, and send it on in. We'll definitely put you in the runnings on all that. Maybe you'll win a broken drumstick or something. But, you know, that's enough about me. Let's get to Kyle. Kyle's a lot more interesting than I am, so let's do it. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm a little cold, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't even think it got into the 20s today, and I was really grateful that I just got to stay inside the entire time, but, you know.
I was inside most of today, too, so it wasn't so bad.
So what do you normally do?
Well, I work for my dad at Dakota Refrigeration. I do a lot of billing, safety, marketing, advertising, that type of stuff. That's like my day job, but I'm definitely a musician.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
I would not say that I enjoy doing that stuff.
It's what you gotta do. We all have done it, and most musicians do have like that day job. Right now, I just basically I sub every once in a while for, you know, the bands and stuff in Fargo, and then I do run the drumline in Moorhead at the moment. So those are my other jobs besides playing. So I don't know, life's been being good to me so far. So
Sounds good.
I'm loving this. So, but enough about me. Where'd you come from?
I am born and raised in Fargo. We originally lived in
native Fargoian.
We originally lived in South Fargo, and then we moved to North Fargo when I was a freshman in high school.
Say what? You lived in okay.
So I've
you're
experienced
from South Fargo and you moved to North Fargo.
I have experienced both worlds now.
We had Chris Autumn on, and that's the exact same thing that happened. She was born in South Fargo. They lived there for a while, and they went to North Fargo. And all my best friends from high school and everything came from North Fargo. I'm from Moorhead originally, Moorhead High and all that, but I always just went across the river to hang out with people. So, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah, now I live back in South Fargo. And I mean, when I was in college living in dorms, I was in Moorhead, so I've really experienced like all of Fargo.
Oh, yes. You got East Fargo as well. Yep.
Yeah,
We
East
got
Fargo.
East Moorhead, which is over. So what got you into music then?
I guess I've always just kind of had a knack for it, an interest in it, I should say. I would always find myself playing on my neighbors' pianos, and then one day I was over at my grandpa's and I was kind of messing around over there. But that was after my mom asked me if I wanted to take piano lessons, because that was like the hot thing in the neighborhood at the time. And so after that, I mean, I started taking lessons from Christy Macourt, and I took from her until I went to high school. And then I kind of took a break for about a year or two. And then I found Dr. David Ferreira at MSUM. Because I talked to the organist at my church when I was playing organ for that little 2-year span there.
Of course, yeah.
And I told her, I like jazz, improvising, that type of stuff. Maybe not so much jazz, but definitely improvising. And she was like, well, I know someone that could teach you that, and that's Dr. Ferreira. So I took for him for 6 years, counting those 2 years in high school.
That explains quite a bit once you see the videos, yes. That guy is, yeah, he's he's a beast. We'll just say that. Beast mode. So that's how you got started? Did you do anything in high school or play anything in the schools or anything?
Yeah, I did do band in high school and choir in high school as well. And then in college, I was in both the jazz ensemble and the jazz combo. And I almost got into choir, but I was a little too late. So.
Oh, man. So you did all that going all the way through. What instrument did you play in band?
I played saxophone.
Saxophone.
That's the thing. Yeah, I do play quite a few different instruments as well. I guess I would say my main would be piano and bass.
Okay.
But I do have an alto sax too.
I was gonna say, you put the sax away? How would you do that?
I'm planning on bringing it. I'm planning on bringing it out soon.
Because that's the instrument I wanted to play going into band, and they all forced me to play percussion. So
it's either that or trombone or trumpet.
Trombone. It's an old brass side.
And I think they didn't want me to do percussion because I couldn't like grip the sticks right or something like that. So I was like, okay.
We have to make it into kind of an elite group, and I'm not going to say I'm an elitist. I didn't want to be in that group. I wanted to play saxophone. I'm going to push all the little buttons down, but it was just being an old band director and everything else is just that there's a lot of freedom back there. And even my instructors tell me stories of what they used to do back there, and I know what we used to do back there, and yeah. So you got to have a certain type of person, and usually we just make that up with a pedigree. Like you have to have a couple years of piano, which you probably would have had.
A couple years by high school?
Yeah,
or
by the time you got into that. So
yeah,
you probably would have got all into that and everything else. But yeah, maybe you're a shady looking character.
I hope not.
You never know.
Wearing a white, a white sweater.
So how was that whole experience? You playing saxophone, doing all that fun stuff?
Well, I'm playing bass right now at MSUM in the combo. That's a new thing started doing. I told them that I could play bass, and I guess it just kind of became a new door that opened for me.
Well, we'll just tell you one thing. Good bass players, kind of in short supply in the area. Of course, any area, I should say, but
might have to keep doing that.
Yep. They'll pay the bills quite a bit.
What else?
Yeah. So you're just playing with the MSU combo band right now? Is that all that's going on?
Yeah, and then I'm working on other small group stuff. I'm always looking for new stuff to do. But I've played with other small groups with piano. No bass. I've been doing lots of writing.
You're just all over the board.
I am kind of all over the board. I'm trying to narrow it in a little bit.
Well, that's fine. I'd just like to know what got you in the bass in the first place. If you're playing piano like that,
into bass,
I can understand that going into composition.
That's
bass. Like
that's because in high school, junior year, I had a buddy, Christian Clems. He wanted to
shout out to Christian.
Yeah, he wanted to start a band, and I think we started doing it maybe sophomore year. I think it was junior year. Pretty sure it was junior year. And they had like a praise band at Oak Grove there.
Oh, okay.
And so we started gigging at the school, you could say. And that's just kind of what I don't know why I chose bass, but I think I just thought bass was cool. So I was like, we're going to play bass. You know, what else are you going to do in a rock band? Can't play guitar. I don't play drums. And we tried.
They wouldn't let you play drums.
It's like, well, we can't have keys because we need a bass. So I was just like, well, someone's got to play bass. So that's how I started playing bass.
Oh, there we go. So basically, you just kind of filled in the void for everyone else.
Someone had to do it.
So yeah, normally that's just like the guitar player that's just not the shredder ends up doing that. But in other ways, you got the shredding piano player that's not going to go play bass. Doesn't make sense.
Back then I didn't know how to play rock. I played a bunch of classical stuff, so I was like, I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. It all works out. You start figuring out where the chord progressions are and everything else, and oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, what do you plan on doing with all this? You're working with the refrigeration. You're hanging out with the jazz combo. Are you in with the jazz people in town then?
Yeah, I've played with Russ or not Russ. A few of the groups around town.
Okay.
Not like the Funk Commission, not with Russ Peterson. I'm looking at it. I'd love to do that. That'd be awesome. Dr. Straight kind of put in the good word for me on that. But no, I do talk to a lot of the professors at MSUM and stuff, and I would love to play for those guys.
Namely, your first line of getting out there, just the people around you. And those are the people that you're hanging out with mostly. That's one thing I've noticed too, is that MSUM has been kicking out a lot more, at least, of the musicians in the area than other places. Now, I don't know if I'm being biased about that or not, but it's I come from NDSU, but I was at MSUM in '94, back in the day. But it's basically, the reason why I went there is because I thought it was Rock U. That's where they had all like they called them string ensembles back in the day, and it was just a rock band. You had to come up with like 30 minutes of material, and that's how you got your grade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they do that there anymore or not, but that was their thing. You could actually use that as college credit. So I thought it'd be really cool, and I went there, and then I realized that I was kind of, I won't say by myself as a percussionist, but it really did feel lonely. There wasn't many of us there.
Well, I wanted to go to NDSU, but when I went there, they actually told me, if you want to do what you want to do, don't come here. You should go to MSUM.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I ended up going to MSUM. Other than the fact that I was taking from Dr. Ferreira, who was also a teacher there, the piano jazz teacher.
Exactly, yeah. I was in a combo, one of his combos way back, and I think his daughter was singing it or something like that. That was a long time ago.
That sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah. No, he was good. He was really good. I enjoyed that one. I really did. So you're playing jazz? You're looking to do anything else?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of figuring that out, I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out
step by step.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Trying to graduate first and just kind of seeing what transpires, I guess. I'm keeping my options open. I'd be down to move. I mean, if there's something that keeps me here, then I guess I'll stay here. But
there we go. So that's basically going to be like the ideas. Like if you really want to play in some kind of touring band, obviously, you're probably not going to find it in Fargo. You're going to have to go like to Minneapolis or LA or
something like
Nashville or something like that. And I know a mutual friend of ours is actually a student of mine that just went out to LA to do, basically he's doing some kind of music tech out there just to get in the area and see what's going on. He'll be back on here in a couple of weeks, and we get to sit there and pick his brain, see how it was out there and everything else. I just saw that he posted a picture with him with Marvin Schmitty Smith, and that makes me kind of jealous because
saw that as well.
Yeah, because that was one of the videos I used to show everybody back in the day. As there used to be a thing called Burning for Buddy, and I used to love those discs. And on Burning for Buddy, it was Marvin Smitty Smith versus the guy from Journey, Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
And they had this drum off there, and Steve Smith, and they're trying to throw down some stuff, and then Smitty would just freaking take them out. I mean, it was just annihilated them. And they were having a great time doing it, of course. But, I just love that. And all of a sudden, here's Tyler taking a picture with them. It's like, oh, okay, Tyler. I get it.
Nuts.
I get it. We'll talk about this when you get back.
Nuts.
So what kind of ideas do you plan on getting into? Do you have any real things that you want to start working with or get into? Would you rather play jazz? Would you rather be a classical guy? Would you rather be a solo musician?
Well, I really love to compose. I really like to write my own stuff. I love classical music. I love jazz. I love everything. As long as it's good, I guess is kind of what it's like. That's kind of just my meter in my head. I'm like, I don't really care what genre it is. I like heavy metal, so
very good. Spent too many years doing that.
But no, I definitely am geared more towards composition, or at least so I've discovered a lot more recently. I love to write and improvise and do my own stuff, and I'd love to write for movies. I'd love to. I'd go on tour with a band. My options are open.
You just want to do it.
Kind of, sort of. I just kind of want to
get out there and do that. But right now, it's tickling your fancy is actually putting notes on the page and watching it come to life.
It's work. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm writing a fugue. I'm writing a string fugue.
A string fugue.
It's got J.S. Bach a little bit. I'm literally taking from Bach's scores, and I'm putting it. I'm just kind of taking some of his ideas, and I'm kind of looking at all his other stuff that he did, and I'm just kind of this sounds like Bach. And then I put a little bit of my own stuff in there, and I'm like, yep. So
the art of the fugue. So that never would have even gone down that road with you.
The fugue. Yes.
Very good. Who you got? Someone an idea of who's going to perform it for you?
Well,
I'm going to guess you just want to play a finale or whatever.
No. My church, I'm thinking would be able to do something like that, and I think they have the equipment to record it as well.
Awesome.
Yes. So that'll be super cool.
You say what instrument it was? I'm trying to remember.
My instrument?
No, the instrument that you're writing the fugue for.
Oh, strings, like a string quartet.
Oh, an actual quartet.
Yeah.
So, okay. Oh.
Yeah, not orchestra.
There you go.
I wanted to start a little smaller.
There you go. You should try the percussion ensembles in town because they can definitely do that on marimba and all that fun stuff.
That would be
just a little idea.
That'd be cool.
I played a bunch of Bach stuff on marimba and Bach's a Bach. I can say that. It's so hard to memorize.
Bach. No, that's one of my dreams. I want to go to Germany and then stand next to whatever, just the statue of him or whatever.
Oh,
take a picture next to it. Yeah,
you'll get there. Make a plan. Just make it happen.
It'll be a moment.
So making classical stuff and. Do you work on any kind of movie scores at all, or
movie scores? I
know
haven't.
MSU has that movie stuff that goes on over there too. So
yeah, they don't. Excuse me. They have commercial music, which is my major,
okay.
Which I basically call performing, producing, composing. There's a little bit of EIT mixed in as well, and EIT is specifically the tech part.
Okay.
Commercial music is taking a little bit of that compositional stuff and kind of throwing that in there too. My capstone is coming up too. My senior capstone.
Fun.
We're gonna record 5 different songs. We're trying to see how many we can studio record, but one is going to be recorded for sure, which is a sax solo.
Nice.
I have a thing for saxes too.
Well, you started off on that.
They're just such a beautiful instrument. You get five saxes, Barry 2 tenors, 2 altos, and I wrote it based off of Jelly Roll Morton.
So here's where you're pushing that range. You're doing Bach down to Jelly Rolls. I shouldn't say down from across.
Yeah,
the
20s.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called. It's escaping my memory right now.
That's quite all right.
Oh well.
But you got that going.
Yeah. It's quite exciting. And then the other 2, one's a pop tune by Tom Misch. The other one is like a jazz standard, and then the other 2 are going to be jazz standards. But they should be fun. They'll be fun. They'll be like 2 fun ones, kind of a thing.
Nice. So it's basically mostly instrumental stuff that you're writing.
Yeah. And then those other 2 were added on the end. Those 2 fun ones, because there's a performance for the capstone too.
Okay.
Which is on December 4th.
Oh, that's coming right up then, huh?
It is coming up.
Oh,
We're in a bit of a time crunch.
December 4th. So yeah, so you got your. Where's that going to be at? It's going to be at MSUM then, right?
In Gady Stage.
In Gady. Yep. Okay. So we'll definitely push that out at the end here as well again.
Okay.
But nice. Nicely done. All right, let's get to some of your photos.
Sounds good.
While we're hanging out here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. See, that's in your natural environment now.
Yes, I just kind of thought it was a cool photo.
It is.
Sierra's sitting on the right there. You can kind of see her hand, I think. But I was playing that for Preston's animation final project. I'm thinking it was, is what he told me. And Sierra wrote a score for it. And at that time, I was actually playing a guitar input. And it was pretty fun. We were using the whammy thing on the side, or the pitch bender on the side. And
just going all out.
And I think Preston took that photo. So that was, that's one of the studios at MSUM.
I haven't been in the studio at MSUM probably 20-some years. Way back in the day, they used to have this camp at MSUM for like a week, and it was called the Max Camp, Minnesota Arts Extreme something experience. And I don't know if you know of why is his name escaping me? But I can picture his face. I used to be the big guitar guy there until I got there, and then he basically walked away because they took away the studio from him. Mike Coates, that's it. And Mike Coates would sit there and do that. He'd show you basically, we'd have to write a song and then record it in the studio and everything else. And this is back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
So DAT tapes were the big thing back then. Oh my gosh,
cow.
you'd take up that DAT space. And yeah, I just remember going in there, and he knew what he wanted out of you. That's basically what I remember.
This is Jackson or
Mike Coates.
Oh, Mike Coates.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I know it's way before your time, but maybe you've heard of him.
I don't think I ever have.
He just passed away about a year ago, so condolences to the family again. But now he was a big inspiration on at least the older guitars now, and that really melded in. But that's a whole nother show. We could talk about Coates for hours. All right, so now we're at a piano. Where's this one at? Oh, it's at a church.
Yep, that's at First Presbyterian Church. The place that I was talking about, the string quartet. That's my home church.
That string quartet thing, I'd love to see that.
It's going to be super cool. I should be finished up with it. I'm going to try and finish it this weekend, I'm thinking.
This weekend?
Yeah, I started it last weekend, and I haven't had time to do it. I'm trying to get it down to where I can finish like an entire thing in like 2 days.
Oh. God bless you. I used to just arrange drumline stuff all the time. Man, it'd take hours and hours and hours and hours.
Well,
and all I'm doing is just accompanying things.
And the thing was with this fugue is I didn't really know where to go with it. I'm kind of learning as I go here. I'm kind of looking through it, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. I guess we'll do this. And then I kind of have it planned out in my head how I want to do it. But when I first started, I was like, I have no idea where I'm going with this thing. So
that's how you get good at things.
Yeah,
By
I guess so.
in
I
doing
guess
it.
so. Yeah, that was actually taken from the video. I did a cover of Emily.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll be seeing that in a bit here. Oh, and there's your logo.
That is my logo.
Yep. I forgot to take that out of the slides.
And that was...
And there's Tyler in the middle looking all schmank.
Yes. That was from... Well, first I was just kind of showing some of the musicians that I hang out with there at MSU. That was the main reason I had it here. But I'm trying to remember. Oh, that might have been Kara's recite. No, that's not Kara's. I'm mistaken. But those are some of the people at MSUM. Cameron there is on the right. Tyler there to the left of me. And then Andrew, Emma, Sierra right in the middle there. And then on the far right on the bottom is Emma.
Cool. Is this a group of at all, or is it just your buddies you hang out with?
Well, the 4 saxes in the front are the sax quartet there at MSUM.
Okay. And they're the ones that are going to play your piece?
They are, yes.
They'll perform it for
they'll
you?
be in it, yep.
Cool.
I'm trying to see the reflection. Oh, that's Preston. Yeah, Preston to the left of Andrew isn't there anymore. But Emma, Sierra, and Andrew are part of the 3 members that'll be playing my sax solely.
Excellent. Is that going to happen on December 4th as well, or?
Yes.
Yes. I gotta try my best to get out there, but that's my significant other's birthday.
It's open to everyone. I put it out there. I was like, anybody can come. So
Probably talk her into going.
that was taken. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no, that was taken at Rose Wild. I had a residency there. I just think it's a super cool photo. I have a couple of them. I don't
Now,
know.
what's this residency thing mean? 'Cause I've seen that a few times. It's
Residency?
Like, you just go there and just play for a couple hours and then you're done.
A residency is a contract saying that you'll play there for X amount of times, and you'll get paid X amount of times. You'll get paid every single time. It's just a contract.
Okay.
Basically.
That makes sense. So
It's
like
like
a scheduled thing.
It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. It's kind of cool.
John Janicek had something like that. I don't know if it was at the same place.
To like have a secure gig is basically, yeah.
Like a house gig?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
What if they have those in town anymore? I don't even know.
House bands?
Yeah. Don't.
Well, I know at the Jazz Jam, the Spirit Room Jam, hosted by Max Junk and Race Hoagland. He's the other member in the sax solely too. Shout out to Race.
Race.
Totally lost my thought. Oh, the house band. I'm part of the house band there. At least I was recently invited to be a part of the house band with Max and Race, and the drummer and the bass player kind of, because Max plays bass. They're some of them are interchangeable, and sometimes a guitarist comes into that type of thing. But
Gotcha.
that's the only place that I know that has like a house band.
So when does that? I know it's a jazz jam, or is it something?
That is the second Wednesday of every month.
Second
at
Wednesday?
7.
At 7, right? Spirit Room, you said?
In the Spirit Room.
Okay.
Yep.
I got to make sure I get that on the thing. I know I've seen it. It's just that, just doesn't come across something.
Might have to, if it comes to mind, I'll see what else I can promote while I'm on the air here.
Exactly. Talk about all that stuff. And here we go.
That was taken from the College Big Band night at Side Street. And that was when we had both bands up there, NDSU and MSUM. It was a heck of a sound, let me tell you. I felt so little next to this. There was, I don't know how many people up there. The brass was ridiculous. I mean, I don't know how many trombones. There was, I'm guessing, 2 Barry saxes.
That would still be a lot of fun.
I mean, 2 Barry saxes is enough by itself.
Not enough Barry, ever.
There must have been 2 bass players, too. And 2 drummers. There must have been. That's nuts.
Dueling it out. That's just beautiful. It's poetic.
That's a really cool picture, yeah.
Nice.
Just someone took of me when I was sitting there.
Gotcha. Like gonna be an album cover at some point, or
it might be. I don't know.
We saw it here first. The Uptown Tonight Podcast. Now we're outdoors.
Yes, that is Haven Bruins. We did a gig over the summer in Broadway Square. I think it was Make Music Day. That's what it was. And we just played. I think she played some of her originals, but we did a lot of covers, and I sat on that cajon there too and did some percussion stuff.
I was noticing that. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, sitting on the cajon playing piano.
All utility player here.
I'm trying my hardest. I would have done bass too or something, but
So how did this project all come together?
With Haven and I?
Yeah. What's the story behind it?
I think we just kind of were like, we should get together and jam sometime. So there's a few like videos I still have of us jamming at MSUM.
Okay, so you met her at MSUM?
Yeah, she goes to MSUM, and we just were kind of doing some jams, and
she's like, this is working.
I was like, we should book a gig, we should do something, and then Anna, last name escapes me at the moment, at MSUM as well. I told her I wanted to play at the Broadway Square. That was kind of one of the things I wanted to do, and
there we go.
Like a bucket list type thing. And Anna Lynn, she knew somebody that worked there, and she booked us a gig. So that's how we ended up playing outside.
Nice. Yeah, I've yet to play that venue.
It's pretty fun.
Been by there a few times. You have to do that. And it's sideways.
It's a little crooked. That's a really old picture. That is that's the original spinet I used to play on at my parents' house in South Fargo. That was before we moved. I think I was in 3rd grade is what someone wrote on the back.
When you started?
I was in first grade when I started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My mom didn't force me until I was in third grade.
Yeah. But, yeah. I kind of remember that day, too. I'm pretty sure my grandma was behind me. Someone probably asked me to play piano, so I was playing piano.
Lots of things. I remember my grandma back in the day. She at Christmas time, you play the piano, and we had to play like the level 1, jingle bells and stuff while she tried to yodel behind us. Wasn't good.
Oh my! Oh my!
And that's it with those. So we'll save the videos here for a moment because we got to get to our weekly report here. So Cito, we miss you, man. I wrote all those. Recorded them upstairs.
That's awesome. I can hear the piano.
And we're at the O in Minot. We had Tripwire here on Friday and Saturday, and then Laughing Sun Brewing Company in Bismarck. Mandan, our favorite brewing company out in Bismarck. Right area. You've never been there. Oh, Rob Dixon and Friends on Thursday, Tumbleweed Radio on Friday, on the Mooncat Saturday, and then Ben Teacher on Tuesday the 22nd. There's Jada Records in Grand Forks, Night Jobs, opposition out, Lords of Sorcery, and Switchover. Be jamming on that stage on Saturday the 19th. We're going downtown. Dempsey's just up, probably on the stage as we speak. Going on tonight. Tomorrow, Gina Powers is open mic night, and then the Crop Dusters, D.L. Dusty, Duster and those guys out there. On Friday 18th, we go to the Aquarium. Aquarium was the best names. We got Dragged Out to Sea, Shanghai, and Understudy on Friday. And then Megan,
shout out to Understudy.
there we go.
Spencer.
Megan Hamilton, Hawk, and Alexia on Saturday the 19th. We're going to the VFW. We have Valley Hits Band. Friday and Saturday, they looked like they're brand new. There wasn't very many people on the page. Go find them on the Facebook and everything else and look them up. Looks really interesting. That's VFW West Fargo. We have Silverado on Saturday. And then our downtown acoustic quarters going on right now tonight at the FM Writers Round with Zach Thomas at Murphy's Pub. That's a couple blocks from here. And then a Gentleman and a Scholar at the Roundup Saloon, which isn't too far away from here as well. Thursday, November 17th, we got Rick Adams and Jason Chumley, and then Terry McNair at Midtown Tavern. On Saturday, November 19th, we got Kyle Colby at Silver Dollar Flying Pig. Then Uptown, I think I'm missing a slide here, it might be coming up later. Actually, let's just skip over and find it. Yep, there we go. Downtown at the Front Street Tap Room in Vinyl and Vino. Going on tomorrow night, then open mic night with Travis Milos. Again on Monday, the 22nd. The Cellar, we had open mic night with Mark Ray Belcher going on right now, and that's for stand-up comedians. So if you're working on your tight 2 minutes, that's the place to be. Tommy Bayer and Wolfgang Hunter will be on Friday. Patrol Lounge, we have our very own Peter Wilbur this Friday. And I even got called out on Facebook because I'm such a recluse. And I always say I'm going to go out and do things, and I just never do. Get that couch and that big-ass studio upstairs just sucks me in. And I got called out to basically be out there and cheer on Peter. So, Peter, I'm going to I'll do my best effort. I'll do my best effort. That's all I'm going to say. There and Wentz on Saturday, and then Tuck It Out on next Tuesday, the 22nd. Red Specs, we got Rock Rebel on Friday and Saturday, and then at the Delta 42 Hotel, we got Kathy Brecky, the 42nd Street Jazz Band this Thursday. And also, Retrolution, I believe, is playing the Elks Club. That was a late comer to this whole thing, but don't quote me on that, but Retrolution is definitely playing this weekend. Pretty much same with the Elks Club. Then we're going Uptown, Windbreak. We got Rhyme or Reason on Thursday, Drive on Friday, and the Pop Rocks on Saturday. Shooting Star Casino at the Mustang Lounge. We got Josh Gates this Friday and Saturday, 18th and 19th. Southtown Poorhouse in Grand Forks. Kissing Company starts the stage on Friday at the TAC. We got the FM Kick Band Saturday the 19th, and then Fargo Theater, we have Little Shop of Horrors, the actual movie, on Thursday, tomorrow night, and then Nick Schwartzen on Friday the 18th. And Little Shop of Horror things, Peter and I, when we come back from the last gig, he was telling me that was his favorite movie ever, and I've never seen it, and then all of a sudden it popped up, so he shoved it in my face.
I was just about to say I've never seen it.
He swears by it, so that'd be the venue to go see something like that. I mean, Fargo Theater, great. All right, well, that's all we got for this week's weekend report. So, let's get to some of your videos here. Because definitely, you have chops, man. And I've seen it in action, at least on video. I'd like to see it in person at some point, too. But
I will say I do value high technique. That's why I play a lot of my classical stuff and like Beethoven and stuff. I like to have the fluidity to be able to do anything.
There is a reason why we do the techniques and stuff.
Scales aren't completely meaningless.
Exactly. All right, so we're at the slides here, and here's our first one. This one's called Stay. No, I have not listened to these at all, so
Okay.
this is my general reaction to what's going on. Is this all recorded just straight off the camera?
Yeah, I just had an iPad.
Oh, nice.
It's not a full thing.
That's okay. I wasn't expecting the organ. Oh, there it comes. You can do the foot thing too with it? Jeez. Not to get off subject, though, I was selling a couple of amps that used to sit in this basement for like decades. And I sold one to a guy that lives in the trailer court up north. And he basically wanted, I think it was a bass amp I sold him or something. But he had the bass pedals from like an organ set out in front of him. And he would sit there and he'd play whatever he was doing there. And he had some percussion thing going on like a keyboard. And then he'd just switch the percussion things by just pushing a different button. And he'd play the bass part with his feet. So he was doing all the same. And he was singing too. He was just showing me how he could do all that. And he just wanted to see what it sounded like with that new amp on there. And I was just mind blowing. Like, my God, how would you even start? Now, first off, would you just sit there and work the bass part out with your feet, or would you figure out the melody part first and then try to incorporate oh my God.
Now,
That just sounds like a lot of work.
organ is something else. Once you start putting foot pedals in there, it's. I remember when I first started kind of looking at it. You're looking at it, and I looked at it very vertically. Trying to figure out how in the world do you read 3 lines of music?
No kidding.
At the same time. And I don't know. I mean, if I were to do it now, I would probably look at the hands, and then I'd look at the feet, and then I'd be like envisioning in my mind, okay, this is going to sound like this, and then I would just play it.
Gotcha. So you're just doing it by ear now, sort of? Just because you know exactly the muscle memory comes into play?
I mean, I don't play organ all the time. But since you said it's cool, I'll probably start doing it again.
It's badass.
Someone also said they're like, organ's cool. And I was like,
well, it is. It's a great sound. There's a reason why I still use it, but it's huge.
But no, that was a partial clip, because after that, that's from Interstellar. Did you ever see Interstellar?
I have.
Oh.
That's right. Okay, I can
that
envision
movie,
what you're doing right now. Yeah.
That movie is like an orchestral masterpiece. It is the movie itself is just a work of art, but it's that's probably the most memorable song from it. After that, things get a little more technical, and I didn't have a lot of time, but I was like, oh, I like this thing, and I'm kind of messing around. I think I had like 20 minutes or something like that, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna play this thing, and I was like, why don't I record it too? And that's where it came from.
And Matt Damon, he made me mad in that movie. So spring is here. So is this an original, or is this something that is kind of...
Wait, listen to me.
Nice. Love everybody always do that bass note at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I figured that out while I was teaching. Is that if you do that, it makes everyone think that you're legit. That's the only thing Yep. It's doing the tonic note way low. But is that like an original?
That's not an original. That's actually a jazz standard.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I think I've seen that before.
Spring is Here. Yeah, it's. I think. Yeah, I know Bill Evans has done it. He's kind of a big inspiration for me. I like Bill Evans. And then like Stan Getz has done it. I mean, tons of people have done it. But that was kind of my attempt. I remember at the time when I was doing it, I was kind of hearing something kind of orchestral. I was like, I wanted to kind of do something orchestral. So it's still in the books. I would kind of like to do that as like a big band chart sometime.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be cool.
You trying to get like a publishing house at all or anything? You have any of those in mind? Or?
I'm thinking about it. I was a while ago. I need to look more into how to become. I'm thinking my own publishing.
Okay, self-publish.
Yeah. I don't know. I just got to talk to the right people, I think.
Oh, exactly. Get in front of the right people.
Yeah.
Because I know, from Shotgun Facelift, John Huber, he does his own. I won't say comics because they're not comics. Graphic novels. But he does all horror genre, so he's traveling around all the time, just at those shows and stuff like the horror or graphic novel places and whatever else, And he's got a look to him. He definitely knows how to advertise himself. He's always wearing the mohawk and everything else.
That's cool.
He looks very, very intimidating, but the nicest guy ever. And my God, he's intelligent. Oh my Jesus. Trying to talk to him. Blows my hair back every time. All right, here is Emily. Much anticipated.
This was around the same time period.
Okay.
But I changed it. So,
because I just watched it
2 weeks later. This was the first one. Oh, the end is really fun because you start in B flat and then you end on B minor.
So good. All right, we got through all that fun stuff. So, besides December 4th, you got anything else that's coming up here?
Actually, yeah, I got a gig with Keaton at the Black Coffee and Waffle Bar from 8 to 10, and we're going to be playing, I don't want to say, I'm going to call it Keaton's music. It's pretty...
Keaton's music?
It's pretty chill.
We talking about Keaton Will?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's playing with us now. So.
It's pretty chill, pretty fun stuff. I still have yet to dig real deep into it, but I did listen to some of it, and yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh man.
So hopefully it's not like
when's that gonna be?
this Friday.
This Friday.
So hopefully it's not snowing a
He's
bunch.
going over Peter's stuff. Oh,
And I have to bring my 200-pound piano.
Oh, that's always a fun thing. Yeah.
Trying to get a different keyboard too.
I used to have a Rhodes 88 that used to sit down here, and that sat for literally a decade. No one touched the thing, and then I decided to get rid of it. Basically, sold it for a song, and then basically a month later, I got into this country band that sound would have been perfect for it.
The Rhodes,
but now it's gone.
I would love to have a Rhodes. They're so awesome.
It took me and my brother to bring that thing down to the basement though. Like I can't imagine. Even though they have little straps on there, like you can just carry it where you want.
Is it like 200 pounds? Is it really heavy?
It was just obnoxiously heavy, but you can't beat that sound. You know, it's
the Rhodes.
Yeah, it's what it is. Pure early '70s stuff. So, you ready for a little juvenile destruction?
Okay. We
got to get into this. So this week's recycled off the roof.
Go.
Ooh. Alright. I just grabbed these at random. I have no idea what I just grabbed, so I know what it is now because I've seen it. What do we see if you let you figure it out?
What are we dropping? Oh. Wait a minute. What could that be?
She came apart.
Oh.
I'll explain to you why we do this afterwards.
I can't figure out what it is. It's a tray or something.
Go. Whew. And
Is it tail? Yeah, it's a tail.
That thing exploded.
It did. There was a big blast stop on there. So much fun. Yeah, this is definitely one of my older ones. My editing skills weren't quite up to what they are. Well, I haven't done it for a while because basically had to do some work in the basement, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff on the driveway, and then I got a whole bunch of stuff ready to be destroyed, but I just never got the chance to actually, put it together and destroy it. Now this snow won't go away, and that makes me angry.
The ready to be destroyed pile. I should get one of those.
Oh yeah.
Make a pile.
It's
the ready to be destroyed. Yeah.
So the whole idea behind this is basically we're keeping a tradition alive because I grew up in this house. I bought it from my dad a million years ago. Blah blah blah. This room's seeing a million musicians and everything else, and even more now doing the podcast. And love doing this stuff. And love meeting everybody, and hearing their stories and everything else. But I digress. But basically what happens at the end of the old raging parties, someone get up on the roof and we'd be throwing random electronics off just to watch it explode on the driveway.
You ever throw any televisions?
Well, I can't say that we did, but I'm not going to say that we didn't either.
Oh yeah, I think you're supposed to recycle those or something like that.
Yep, they're not supposed to be done that way, but everyone keeps asking that too, and I don't think anyone realizes how loud that tube is when it explodes. Those things, they're airtight. There's no air in there whatsoever, and that glass is thick, and as soon as you penetrate that,
boom.
The neighbors came over the last time, we'll just say that.
Well, just you
my neighbors I don't think like me.
You hit it with a baseball, and it was in the garage. So
that's what it did. It fell out of the back of the truck.
It fell off the roof. Trying to get better signal.
Well, I was on the roof. Hey, watch fireworks. There we go. All right. So you got anything left for the goodie order there?
Well, no.
No. So December 4th, see at the Gatie's place. Friday, where are you going to be at?
Black Coffee and Waffle Bar.
And then you're also doing the house band with Max Jonk and those guys.
Yeah, the MSUM Big Band concert's also on Monday nights at
there you go.
7:30 on November 21st.
Got a lot of things coming up here.
Yeah, and then the Celebration of the Arts is coming up on the 2nd of December. We're recording the sax solely on Monday the 28th. I'm in a big band called Dakota Big Band Jazz on the 29th of November. On November 29th from 6:30 to 7:30 at West Acres. That'll be cool.
Oh, yes. I get to play out there on the 30th. So.
Then there's another one on the 3rd of December as well. with the Dakota Big Band.
So you're booked, man. You got things to do, people
it's busy.
to see.
It's busy.
So, excellent. How can we find you?
Well, I'm pretty active on Instagram, and then I take all that stuff and throw it on Facebook as well. I do have a LinkedIn. I would say the most, and then YouTube, of course.
Yes, we got to get onto
And
that
soon
YouTube thing.
as-
I'm his second subscriber, so get to his YouTube. Find the link tree down below. Find that. Let's get him a few viewers on there.
And soon to have a Spotify. So
And soon to have a Spotify. Yeah. I still have yet to tread into those waters. So
once I get these recorded, that's kind of the dream. I would love to. That's really all I honestly want to do. I just kind of want
want
to
to make some product in order to push it.
I
yeah.
just want to create some stuff and then upload it, and then I'm happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Make it happen. You definitely got the skills, the mindset, and everything else. It was really great getting to know you a little bit better here. So thank you for being on there, Kyle. So you can find us on all the Tiki Taks and Spotify's and the Insties and all that other fun stuff at Uptown Band Fargo or Uptown Tonight Podcast. Either one of those should work, should get you to us, or else you go to uptownbandfargo.com and you can find out what the band's up to, what the podcast's up to, and all that happy fun stuff. And all that things. So if you have anybody that you want to see on here, please contact us and let us know. Or if you want something destroyed for you on Off the Roof segment coming up here in the future, throw it in my driveway and my yard. Just don't wreck it. I want to wreck it. Or else just have us, we'll come and pick it up for you. So that is not the issue. So basically, you got to remember, if your drummer has more charisma than your front man, your band may be in trouble. That's why my band's doing just fine. So until next time.
It's just a little baby turtle. Look at him go.
And it's me.